Hello everyone, my name is Maddie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because today we are going to be seeing Miss Trisha Paytas live and in person. I am so excited. I've been such a big fan of Trisha for literally years now. I can't even tell you, probably close to like 10 years, however long she's pretty much been on YouTube. This is super exciting for us also because she is coming to my hometown, which I love because we actually don't have to drive like 2 hours for once to go to a show. Typically we have to drive pretty far, but she's actually coming to a venue that is pretty close to us. So we only have like a 30-minute drive or so, which is not too bad. So again, I am so excited to see her, and I'm looking forward to seeing like how good our seats are and how it's set up and everything, because I bought our seats in the orchestra section, but that's like a huge section. This is a smaller venue in general, and we're towards the back of that section. So just like fingers crossed that it's pretty okay seats. I've never been to this venue before, but I'm like, please Trisha, give us some good luck here and hope that we have pretty good seats. So I'll take you guys with me. I do have to change. I did my hair and makeup already. I might just touch it up a little bit, but I definitely do want to change into a more Trisha friendly, outfit and all that with the vibes. So I'm going to do that. I'll show you guys my outfit and I will take you with me. So just keep watching. Okay, so as an update here, this is my outfit. I just wore a kind of like gold sparkly dress. You couldn't see it too well in that video, but we got to the venue around 30 minutes early or so. The line wasn't too long. You can see it here. It took us literally like 5 to 10 minutes to get through, so that was exciting. Also, the venue is beautiful. It was gorgeous from the outside, and it didn't take us long to find our seats once we get in. So you can see that we are in the lower level, the orchestra area, I believe is what they called it. So that is literally the view from our seats, completely zoomed out. I will say it was a good view of the stage and the screen and all of that, but it wasn't super higher than like the seats in front of us or the rows in front of us. So that's where a little bit of viewing trouble came in, but I will talk a little bit more about that in my debrief at the end. For now, let's just get into showing you the clips from the show.
I am an animal, but I am a mammal with a voice to speak. Who speaks for the chickens?
Let me work. Talk to chickens.
I FaceTimed a reptilian.
The vampire is stalking me.
Want me to marry Mr. Garian?
I think someone's standing in my mirror.
You're farting.
I'm there.
I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I am a huge Hamilton fan.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I hit the letter in her picture plate. I push you in her face. She said no, sir. You don't have a vote.
How do we know that the plan will work? We gotta spy on the inside. That's right.
I'm sorry, you have to move there.
If a police comes and tells me, well. Miranda sees this, like, hi. I am like the biggest Broadway fan. I've always wanted to be on Broadway. Always want to be on Broadway. Always want to be on Broadway.
I didn't get any of that. I'm so sorry. You look fabulous. Okay. Okay, Naz is right there to take a photo. I can't see. Naz, maybe take a photo. He's right there. Right there. Pose right there for the photo. Okay. Chaos already. The show's starting chaotic. See, what do we have cosplaying here today? Let's see. Lots of Labubu's. You gotta protect that Labubu with your life. Like, it's crazy. All the Labubu's. Someone gave me a Labubu at the meet and greets earlier. Gunther's ice cream earlier. Some Kiki's fries and chicken. And a bottle of Miralax because I've been constipated for a week. Y'all, I'm 7 months pregnant and I don't than all week. So thank you for getting my cardio. How are you guys doing all the way up there? Because I get to show my new music video, which has my kids in it, but I just love seeing all your faces. It's like heaven seeing all those lights. Thank you so much. It's one of my favorite songs to perform. So, going back now, about 10 years, we go back to what I refer to as my Fat Chicks era. I wrote a song called Fat Chicks in 2015. It was my first music video. Okay, yes, Fat Chicks. Do you remember it? Were you born into? I wrote this song when I wasn't feeling great about my body, so I needed a body positive anthem that would make me feel good about myself. Didn't work at the time, but you know, I tried, and but I wanted positive affirmations because I just knew I was always like a bigger girl. That was just always my destiny from literally birth to now, and. All About That Bass was really popular at the time, so I was like really inspired. Sorry, somebody's like, what's you? I loved it, it was good. She did change the lyrics recently, did you see that? She's like, yeah, it's pretty clear, I don't know size 2, but now she said it's pretty clear I got new boobs. I was like, all right, body positivity just changed in a whole direction, which is fine. By the way, I should say that, like anyone doing Ozempic or losing weight, like, oh, okay, shout out to them. Yeah, did you lose a bunch of weight? How much weight did you lose? 70, congratulations. And it's amazing and it's beautiful. And I do think I'm like proud of anyone's journey that wants to get, you know, feeling good for themselves. You know, for me personally, I'm so happy in life right now. I'm so scared to take anything that would alter my brain in any way. So I'm kind of just, if you would have asked me 6 years ago, you know, there's this like drug coming out and you just stick yourself in your skinny, I would have done it in a heartbeat, but now I'm so scared to change anything about my life because my life is finally what I dreamed of, and it doesn't matter my weight. And I feel good, I feel healthy. I mean, I'm obviously pregnant right now, so I'm going to the doctors like twice a month. And you know, my doctors say I'm healthy, so fuck what the internet says, you know what I mean? We gotta be nicer and kinder to our bodies, and that's bodies of all shapes and sizes. I love my skinny chicks too. I just couldn't relate to the song, otherwise I would make one for you. I love all body types, so we have to be kinder. My daughter Malibu, she's 2.5, and she teaches me so much every day about how to have a normal relationship with food because she's 2.5. She doesn't know about the media or being skinny or fat or any of that stuff. So she just does this thing where she just eats when she's hungry, and I was like, wow, what a concept that is. So,
and some lives changed, and you know, maybe you'll leave behind your pet, or maybe you'll leave behind, we'll all leave behind something. And I think our mission here on earth is to just live a wonderful life and to just love everyone. And if there is one message I would like to leave as my legacy, is to just love one another. And that's pretty simple, to just not have any hate in this world, to just love everyone as you would love your own family, as you would love yourself, and as you love Jesus. We're all
with me, rock star. He's always in my heart. Go straight far. Here you are, Jesus, my singular star. I love you, Jesus, my singular star. I love you, Jesus.
So we went to the Trisha Paytas show a couple of days ago now. It has been a couple of days since the show. We were so tired when we got back that night. So, and I've also had some time to just think about it and reflect. So it has been a couple of days since her show. We did see her in California. She did mention during the show that first off, she is 7 months pregnant and that this was her first show in 2 weeks. So I guess she had like a 2-week break between the last show and this one that we went to. But I mostly want to focus on her saying that she is 7 months pregnant. That is absolutely insane. Honestly, I did not know that she was that far along, and just the fact that she is like dancing and singing and like on the ground, on the stage and things like that when she's 7 months pregnant, I definitely do commend her, and she is such a hard worker. She always has been for so long. She's so consistent on, you know, making videos and her podcast and things like that. But I do want to preface with saying that I love Trisha. I've loved Trisha for years. Like I mentioned before, probably like 10 plus years. I have loved Miss Trisha. And she did even mention this during the show, that the show was a little chaotic and she was a little bit all over the place. She also mentioned that she took Miralax because she was having some stomach issues. So she felt a little woozy and a little out of it because of that. And I unfortunately have to say that I feel like you could kind of see that throughout the performance, which I am honestly like so sad to say. Overall, we had such a great time. It was so fun and, you know, we loved seeing her, but I feel like you could kind of tell that she was definitely a little bit tired, a little bit winded during some of the songs, and that she wasn't able to move as freely. But like I said, she's literally 7 months pregnant. Like that is actually insane that she's doing these shows 7 months pregnant. So I do want to say that, like, absolutely no hate or shade or anything, but you could kind of tell in the show that she was almost straining to perform in a way. She would be like off lyric, or, you know, she'd be a little behind on the lyrics, and when she was singing she was definitely out of breath and she would kind of fall behind on the song and things like that. And also I will have to say that I did not hear anything about the show before we got the tickets, so I didn't know if she was kind of doing like a comedy show. I didn't know if she was speaking. I knew that she'd be performing somewhat, but I will have to say that it was mostly all just performing. So it was performing all of her classic Trisha songs from years ago to present day. So she had different eras that she went through, such as High School Musical that she opened up with. She also had a classics era, or classic big hits Trisha's era at the end, and then she had a couple different in between there. She had like her sad boy era, her emo era, and things like that. So that was fun because in between the eras she would, you know, talk to us and have a lot of interaction with the audience, which I thought was really fun and really cool because a lot of people dressed up and, you know, had signs and had special costumes and all of these things for Trisha, and she really did interact with the audience. She took pictures with the audience and gave people the mic and took their, you know, their hat and things like that. So she definitely was really interactive with the audience. I think that it kind of fell short with her actual performance parts because, like I mentioned, that is just crazy to think that she is jumping all around the stage and dancing and singing while being 7 months pregnant. Like, that is actually insane to me. So, and like I said, she did even mention herself, like, this show was a little chaotic and that she felt like a little off because of the Miralax. So I think that she might have not been feeling the greatest either. Maybe her stomach was a little off, and it had been 2 weeks since she performed her last show. So maybe, you know, she's feeling just like a little rusty and all of that. So I do have to say it was not the best. It was not the best. I will have to say, I've never seen her live or anything before, but some of the singing was just not it. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, just she couldn't really dance much, and she was out of breath a lot, and she would get like off key and like fall behind on the song and things like that. We know that she's not like the best singer, and she knows that herself. She does mention that, but the singing at some points were like honestly kind of annoying me. Like, I feel so bad to say this, but yeah, like some of it was just like too much. Like towards the end, I was even looking at Justin like, should we leave? Should we try to head out a little early? Because I was kind of just like over it towards the end, which again, I feel just so bad to say, but I think it really comes down to her being literally 7 months pregnant. I'm guessing that she like booked all this way ahead of time before she was even pregnant, and, you know, she didn't want to like cancel these last shows, which again, I do appreciate, but girl, at a point, you gotta like, I think there's at some point where people have to understand, you know, like you're literally like 2 months away from giving birth, and, you know, she was definitely showing. And I know that this was not the last show of the tour, so I just cannot imagine her like continuing on as well in like these future shows. Like, I'm really praying for her out here. I will say my favorite moments were when she would talk to the crowd, like I may have already mentioned. I did like when she would talk to the crowd and interact with the crowd. I think that that was really fun and, yeah, like just interactive. And that's where you could tell, felt most comfortable as well, because there wasn't, you know, a lot of stakes, I guess you could say. She could, you know, comfortably just talk to the crowd versus, you know, trying to keep up with the song and the dancers and her backup dancers and all of that. So those intermission moments in between the performances were my favorite. Also, I think our seats have to do with it as well. They were really small and tight seats, I will say. And the way that they are positioned, if you had a taller person in front of you, like you could not see. So pretty much everyone had to like stand up. Everyone ended up like standing up, you know, around each other, which I totally understand. I do that at concerts like every concert, but this one was just, it was just different. I feel like it was just, I thought we could like sit for a lot of this one. Like towards the end, it was just, yeah, like getting to be kind of a lot. And there's just some of her songs that just aren't my favorite, right? Like I kind of watch Trisha for more of her personality. There are some iconic bops, such as I Love You, Jesus, that I love and was like absolutely looking forward to hearing. But, you know, there was just some other ones where I was kind of just like, that I just was not vibing to as much. Also, I think a big thing comes down to the ticket price as well. I think that they were pretty pricey. Again, I cannot say that this is across the board, but for the show that we went to, it was pretty pricey for what it was. We did not have the best seats, like, you know, not, you know, super close to the front or anything at all. And they were the same price as my Halsey concert tickets, which I went to literally like 2 weeks before that. And it just, I think that that did a lot too, was just comparing this show to Halsey was really like no match in my book, which I feel like that's not the most fair comparison. But again, this Trisha show was mostly her performing and singing and dancing and such, which literally is what like Halsey was doing. And the production value of Miss Halsey was just off the charts. If you guys did not watch my video on Halsey's concert already, please watch that one. I will, you know, link it up at the top. I think he was also just comparing Miss Halsey to this Trisha show. Like I was definitely a little disappointed leaving the Trisha show because like I said, the tickets were not cheap and the show definitely felt much shorter. There really was not any production value at all. Like she did have some backup dancers and like some lighting, but like Halsey had like pyrotechnics and like, you know, props and just a lot of production. So just seeing where my money went to, I think was a big thing for me. Like just, I would definitely pay for Halsey's concert again over this Miss Trisha's show. So I don't know if that's super fair comparing it, you know, back to back. I know it's nowhere close to the same, but if you're charging the same price, I feel like I can make that comparison. And our Halsey seats were closer for sure. And like I said, the show was much longer for Halsey, like literally probably twice the length. I would say Trisha's was only like an hour and a half altogether. Honestly, like if that, because she came out a little bit late as well. So at most like an hour and a half. And, you know, Halsey's altogether, her performance was 2 hours plus her openers were like an hour. So that was like a 3-hour show. And I just feel like we got so much more for our money. It's almost comparing apples to oranges in a way. But again, this Trish show was mostly just her singing and performing. So I think it does come down to, you know, your preference. Again, I do love Trish and I've been a long time fan of Trish and I still left feeling definitely disappointed. I was not in the same spirits leaving. Like I was just so pumped and hyped after Halsey and we still had a long drive ahead of us, but I was just like feeling so satisfied and glad that I did see Miss Halsey for the 3rd time. And I just felt a little like just sad and disappointed leaving the Trish show, and we did not have as long of a drive in front of us, but I was still just kind of like tired and just left not feeling the best, which I'm so sad to say, but I did have to tell you guys that that is how I am feeling. Again, I know that Trish is a performer. She is, you know, an actress and such. So I think that her being 7 months pregnant is something you definitely have to take into account when having this discussion. But I did want to let you know that if maybe you're looking at a show that's coming up soon or, you know, maybe even in the future, just take this into account. I had to let you guys know. These are my thoughts. So I went to the Trisha Paytas era show, so you did not have to. That is it for my video today. Thank you guys so much for being here with me and for watching. I make music, vinyl, and pop culture content. So if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe below. I would love to have you a part of our community here, and I hope to see you on the next one. Okay, have a good week and take care. Bye-bye.